Osbourne right here on your classic metal show. You just can't kill rock and roll. And of course, that features Lee Kerslake on drums, who unfortunately passed away today.
Yeah.
I kind of feel fortunate that I was at the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame induction ceremony a year ago, where he received his platinum records for the two Ozzy Osbourne releases that he played on, which were much maligned due to that cunt Sharon Osbourne for re-recording those releases back in, I think it was like 2002.
Right.
Where they took him off the recordings because they complained that, hey, I didn't get my royalties. It's like, yeah, fuck you.
Now you're really not going to get them.
Yeah. Lee Kerslake, the longtime drummer for the metal band Uriah Heep, also played on Ozzy Osbourne's first two solo albums, died on Saturday at the age of 73. Following a long battle with prostate cancer.
All right.
Kerslake's former Uriah Heep bandmate Ken Hensley confirmed that the drummer's death in a statement by way of Louder. It's the heaviest of hearts, and I share with you that Lee Kerslake, my friend of 55 years and the best drummer I ever played with, lost his battle with cancer. He died peacefully, praise the Lord, but he will be terribly missed.
All right.
Uriah Heep guitarist Mick Box, who I think we both have interviewed him a couple of times.
We have.
Wrote on Facebook,
Mm-mm.
Lee was one of the most kindest men on the earth, as well as being a brother. He was an incredible drummer, singer, songwriter. He had a passion for life, bar none, and was much loved by the fans as well as anyone who crossed his path.
Well,
Kerslake served as the drummer of both Ozzy Osbourne's revered albums with guitarist Randy Rhoads, 1980's Blizzard of Oz and 1981's Diary of a Madman. Kerslake died one day shy of his 40th anniversary of the Blizzard of Oz.
Okay.
After stints with the UK bands like The Gods and Head Machine, Kerslake joined Uriah Heep in late 1971. After appearing on the Metal Act's fourth LP, 1972, Demons and Wizards.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting that that Demons and Wizards has always been so prevalent within the hard rock and heavy metal world? How many bands have used either the terms Demon and Wizards as their CD name, or have songs or something? Demons and Wizards.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Kerslake would drum on 8 more Uriah Heep studio LPs before his first run with the group concluded in 1978's Fallen Angel. That's another one, Fallen Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the thing with Led Zeppelin with their label?
Oh, Swan Song?
Yeah, Swan Song. It's got the whole Fallen Angel thing going on the cover.
Sure does.
Yeah. Soon after he was recruited to join Ozzy Osbourne, recently fired from Black Sabbath and his new band that included guitarist Randy Rhoads and bassist Bob Daisley. We got Lee Kerslake literally just before he went in the studio, and it was just like 4 guys having a blast with each other. Osbourne told Rolling Stone on the 40th anniversary of the Blizzard of Oz, which my wife fucking ruined back in 2002 when she didn't want to pay the money and the royalty. Well, oh, wait a minute. That was part of that. We're all getting fucked up on coke and booze.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm glad Ozzy's being honest, at least. Should we somehow censor this from Spotify? Was this audio? Was this a podcast on Spotify? We need to censor that somehow.
We probably need to.
that Ozzy said we were getting fucked up on coke and booze. Can we censor that, Spotify?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, because I can't listen to that.
Yeah, can't have that.
Though Randy never did much drugs. How old was Randy? He was like 21, right?
He was a young kid.
He was a young guy, right?
Yep.
He smoked cigarettes, but he didn't drink much. But while Sharon was banging him in the back of, oh, wait a minute. That was not part of the story. However, Kerslake contributions on Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, as well as those of Daisley, were later removed and re-recorded when the album was reissued decades later.
Good.
That is such a dick move, or should I say a cunt move?
I would say cunt move.
That was a real cunt move.
Mm-hmm.
The result of a lengthy legal fight between Osbourne's and his former bandmate over the royalties and songwriting credits. Drummer Tommy Aldridge was ultimately credited as the drummer on Madman after Kerslake's exodus from the album's release. Boy, that Tommy Aldridge, he's had quite a career.
He's played with everybody.
He has. That's what I'm saying. He's had quite a career.
Mm-hmm.
Following Kerslake's terminal cancer diagnosis, the drummer and Osbourne resolved their issues. Do you think Kerslake and Ozzy himself had issues?
Yeah. I mean, probably indirectly. I mean, more if you think about it, Sharon was the fucking problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to eliminate that. I'm just saying between Ozzy himself and Kerslake himself.
Well, I'm sure he had a problem with Ozzy because Ozzy fucking let his Yoko fucking fuck those records.
Okay.
But I don't think, band wise they had a problem, at least not.
No, probably not. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
With Osbourne recognizing Kerslake's contributions by sending him platinum records, which, like I said, I was at that heavy metal Hall of Fame induction thing almost 2 years ago.
Right.
And saw him receive these records, even though he did not receive them from Ozzy or anybody. They were presented to him. So I'm very appreciative that I was in the audience to see that, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've written to Sharon and Ozzy recently a personal letter basically asking them to kindly send me platinum album certifications for Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. Isn't that ridiculous that 40 years later that this guy didn't have any kind of a platinum or any kind of a record of any kind, commemorating his contributions? Yeah.
You would have thought that they would have handled this by now, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I want to, again, on my wall here in the studio, Dawn had both Dysfunctional and Back for the Attack records sent to me with my name on it that are hanging on my studio wall. And this guy who actually played on the records, he didn't even have that.
Maybe he could have called. He could have called and got one, don't you think?
Maybe, but that's just unbelievable to me.
That Sharon and Ozzy were self-centered cunts? That's
no. My point is that this guy, this Lee Kerslake, had a 50, 60 year career in the music business and played on many releases, and he had to basically call and ask and say, hey, I'm dying now. Could I have that before I hit the 6 feet under?
Yeah, well, dude, these people are fucking cunts.
I know, but that to me is just freaking unbelievable that I had contributions. I wrote, I played, I sang, I recorded, I toured, and I don't even have this in my collection. And I've got, months to a year or so to live. Is there any way that I can get commemorated for this in any way, shape, or form? And it's like, yeah, Yeah, well, we'll grant you that dying wish.
Yeah, we'll throw you a bone here.
Yeah. So take this to your grave, you fat fuck.
Yeah, no shit. And really, that's about what he did. He probably didn't have time to unpack it before he died.
Yeah. It's just disgusting.
You think it made it to a wall, or is it still in a package?
I have no idea, but I'm looking at this picture of him, holding these platinum, things, which I saw him receive. I actually saw these things in person.
Wow.
And it was just like, really? At this point, this you're finally getting your just due? Are you kidding me?
At this point, I wouldn't even want it.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm saying. It almost, and I'm going to use an awful term, it queered the whole deal.
Yeah. I think I'd be like, you just keep that shit.
Yeah, I don't need this at this point, but for whatever reason, it meant something to this guy.
Yeah.
I've written to Sharon and Ozzy recently a personal letter basically asking them, it's like, please bestow this upon me.
I begged them and they threw me a fucking half-eaten chicken bone. Thanks.
Yeah. Send me platinum album certifications for Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman to hang on my wall before I die.
Yeah, thanks.
How pathetic is that?
Yeah. Why would you put that in the press?
Yeah. It's on my bucket list.
Look, no offense to the dead, but have a little bit of respect for yourself, dude.
Yeah. It's just like, if you have to beg for the crumbs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll do you this favor. You're terminally ill anyway, so you're not long for this world, but what's that off of our back?
We'll send it to you so we can buy it back off eBay from your fucking family 6 months from now.
Exactly. Fucking pathetic, man.
Yeah, it is.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
God. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
It does suck, guys. I just got on, but did you talk about how she also screwed out Bob Daisley?
Well,
with the re-recordings?
We were kind of talking about that a little bit, but regardless of that, this guy's fucking in the ground now. And I was there. I met the guy. I said hello to him and shook his hand, and I saw him receive his platinum records. And it was just like, it's pathetic. It's just like, this guy, he earned those things. Why did he have to write a personal letter and say, hey, listen, I'm dying. I've only got months to live. Is there any way that I could kind of salute my legacy a little bit by being mentioned here somehow? Fuck that.
Is the timing of the 40th anniversary Blizzard of Oz was just yesterday, this mega release, whatever. Very odd. Is he playing on that, do we know, or did she replace him at some point?
Well,
he's on that, right?
Well, I think it's a conspiracy theory. I think he died purposely, just to make a point. I think I'm with Chris here. I think it's a conspiracy.
Man, it does suck, and I think there's so many stories about what Sharon's done and everything else, and Ozzy obviously has been along for the ride. Or he's just so out of it, he doesn't give a shit. It's terrible. I just wanted to ask you guys a question while we're on the Ozzy subject, and I apologize if we've already sort of gone through it. But if you were not ranking, Blizzard of Oz or Diary of a Madman, what do you think is the better Ozzy album?
Personally, I'm a Blizzard guy, Diary is my favorite out of the two.
I'm Diary.
Yeah, I'm a Diary guy.
I really don't like Blizzard.
Yeah, I'm Diary, definitely.
Nice. Well, I wonder if they're going to do a 40th for that. I imagine they will do a big 40th anniversary thing for that one.
Well, let's just make sure we remove Bob Daisley's and Lee Kerslake's contributions to those, because we certainly don't want to pay those to the estates of either one of them.
All I wanted to say, and I want to let you guys go, is when I listened to the 40th thing today, the bass seemed really subdued. I remember the bass standing out in some of those songs, particularly like No Bone Movies, more than what I heard. So it just felt more guitar based and more Ozzy based. If they reproduced or remastered or whatever, to basically highlight those two, Randy and Ozzy.
All right. Cool.
No idea.
Anyway, that's it, guys. I love the conversation. I'll let others get on. Fuck Sharon. Hail and kill.
All right. Kerslake said, by way of the ultimate class of rock, it cost me hundreds of thousands, and I had to sell the house and then started to get ill. But a platinum certification on my wall for these albums would be fantastic.
What cost him hundreds of thousands?
The lawsuit.
Oh. All right.
I would say I helped create those albums.
I feel bad that Lee is dead, but Jesus Christ, boy, he went out without any dignity whatsoever. Jesus.
Not at all. It's like I went belly up bankrupt when I lost the case to Sharon and Ozzy in the court.
He's like the third dog in a pack coming up to a bowl, hoping that there's something he can lick off the bowl.
Right.
Jesus Christ, dude. Have some fucking respect.
Kerslake and Daisley contributions were later restored on the 30th anniversary editions of the LPs following his split from Ozzy. Kerslake, with Daisley briefly in tow, rejoined Uriah Heep for a stint that ran from 1982's Abominagot, whatever it is, through the semi-retirement from the band in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
See ya, Lee.
What a way to go out.
Yeah.
I had to beg for a platinum record because, I was on them and they didn't recognize me. And, I kind of wanted something to put a stamp on my legacy. And they said, granted.
Yeah. The gods allowed me to have a fucking plaque on my wall.
Right.
Fuck you. Keep your fucking plaque. Keep your plaque. Keep your re-recorded shit. Fuck off. Just put up your fucking Uriah Heep platinum records and look at those.
What? I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get it that the guy felt like he, was part of that whole thing. But if you have to beg for crumbs, please, sir, may I have some more porridge?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
What is he, Oliver Twist?
It's really embarrassing. It's sad. That's his legacy. He's dead. You're reading his death fucking thing, and that's the legacy. Begging to Ozzy to get a fucking plaque on the wall.
Yeah.
That's fucking sad.
I agree. I don't know, man.
Just fucking look at your Abominog record and fucking say, yeah, that's me. Good enough. I don't need that fucking junkie's fucking platinum record. That's what he should say. I don't need that fucking junkie's record on my wall. I know what I did. Why do I need that shit? Fucking pathetic.
It is.
But he's dead now, so I guess whatever.
Yeah. How sad, man.
Mm-hmm.
You just sit in your little apartment in London or wherever the fuck he was living.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, I had a good life and, I made Ozzy some money with solo, but I didn't get the appreciation or the respect I think I deserved. But, they were kind enough to throw me a couple of crumbs before I hit the box.
The landlord probably swept in there today and took it off the wall as fucking back pay on the rent.
Probably.
Let me get this real quick. Let me get these two things.
It's sad, man.
It is. It's awful.
Life is tragic. It is. It's tragic.
Well, the biggest tragedy is that you think that you need to be fucking appreciated by some asshole that doesn't appreciate you.
True.
That's the sad part. The record or whatever, that is what it is. That's a fucking prop. But ultimately what made him the most sad was that he wasn't appreciated by Ozzy. And it's like, dude, who cares? The guy's a fucking junkie. For God's sakes, is that really who you need to fucking say you're great? Some fucking celebrity junkie? Fuck you. Enjoy your MS, cocksmoke. That's what he should have said.
Sure.
He should have said, okay, shaky. Fucking have a nice shake.
Right.
You fucking cocksucker. I don't want your record. I just want to watch you shake to death.
Right.
You fucking jizzbag.
Wow. Tragic.
It is. It's sad.
It is sad.
Why does everybody need to be fucking acknowledged by anybody else? So fucking poor.
Well, again, it's just and not that I don't know anything about Lee as far as a personal.
Yeah, I don't know him.
But that goes back to the whole social media thing. It's just like, appreciate me, show me some love, show me likes, show me, oh, that's awesome. Oh, you go, girl.
Yeah. Well, now you got your gold record. Now what? Now it's nothing more than a byline in your fucking death note. That's it. That's all it is. They spent more time talking about how you got fucked over in your own fucking obit.
Yeah, rather than talk about your actual accomplishments, it talks about how you got fucked as a person.
I mean, you just read basically his obituary, and half of it is fucking how he got fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice work, Lee. You made your legacy getting fucking rammed in the ass by Ozzy. Congratulations.
Or Sharon Strap-on.
Yeah, no shit. Bob Daisley, learn from that and don't say shit. Don't say a goddamn thing.
See,
If you really want it, buy it on vinyl and have it fucking plated. Put it on your wall.
See, this is why we're the antithesis of the fans, is because we look at the other side of the coin and go, you know what? That fucking sucks.
And we look at the fourth side of the coin.
Apparently so.
I know everybody else probably doing their Lee Kerslake. Just want to thank Lee for all his contributions. Oh my God, what's your favorite song that Lee Kerslake played on? Well, it's got to be No Bone Movies, man. What about you?
Right.
Well, it's Flying High Again or whatever. You know, it's who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
All right, you played on it. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Fantastic. You were in the non-lead role on a record that people bought. Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. In the history of people talking about Blizzard of Oz, they never ever called it fucking that Lee Kerslake album.
Yeah.
They never did. They never said, you know that album Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake played on?
No,
That
they
thing
just
was
said,
the
you know
shit.
that scary guy Ozzy? He's the devil.
They only said two names, and neither were those two. It was either Ozzy or Randy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or they feared Ozzy because he was the devil.
Yeah, you know when they mentioned Lee and Bob? When they fucking took their names off it. That's when we all of a sudden learned their names.
True.
I mean, shit.
Yeah. Do you recall when both Diary and the Ozzy Osbourne records came out?
I do. I was young. I was in first year of high school, I believe.
Well, that was my junior and senior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And such controversy.
Oh, yeah.
It was Ozzy is the devil.
He bit the head off the bat.
And this guy is going to, lead our children to Satan. And look at this cover. And he's just like out of control. And what are we going to do? And it's like it's the second coming of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And I remember that. I mean, it was like everybody lived in fear.
Yeah.
That this record and this Ozzy Osbourne, he was going to be he's Satan incarnate, Yeah. And I remember, one of the movies that I relate to is Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And the character that what's his name?
I don't remember any of the character names.
What the fuck is his name? He played John Bender in the movie.
Oh, let's see. Judd Nelson.
Yeah, Judd Nelson. You know, he was the heavy metal burnout guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the funny thing is because it was a very timely movie for me at the time.
Yeah.
I could identify with every one of those characters in that movie.
Right.
And, you know, this Judd Nelson, John Bender, he would have been the guy who loved Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the classroom. You know, it's like, oh, you know, Ozzy, you know, fucking yeah, man. You know, he was that guy, the burner guy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you know, of course, everybody was just like, holy shit, it's Ozzy Osbourne. You know, he's the evil and wicked and he's the devil. And you know, that. But then of course, here we are 40 years removed from that. And it's like, yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah. You know what I don't remember from that time? Anybody at all talking about Lee Kerslake?
Nobody. It was
no one.
It was Ozzy.
Yeah, no one talked about Bob Daisley. Nobody talked about Lee Kerslake.
Nobody.
You heard Randy's name and you heard that Ozzy was going to fucking kill every animal that was around.
Right.
That's all you heard.
And of course, even to this day, 40 years later, he bit the head off of a bat.
Yeah.
That's Ozzy's legacy. He bit the head off of a bat.
Dude, two bands' actions represented that exact time frame perfectly. It was Ozzy with the bat, and it was the Kiss video for I Love It Loud. And every fucking parent thought that their kids were listening to this music and becoming the kids in the Kiss video, just mindlessly walking toward Kiss.
I want to watch the real news.
Yeah. And all the, hey, and all the mindless kids with their glowing eyes just
right. Of course, they were just zombies.
Yeah. That's all every parent thought was, you're listening to that music and that's what you become. This isn't a video. This is what happens. You're going to become mindless and a devil worshiper like these people.
Right.
Fucking lame.
Yeah. Well, you know, that goes back to the whole, you know, decline of Western civilization part 2, the heavy metal years, where that Penelope Spears, she asked Ozzy in the video, do you believe in the devil? You know, and the whole thing is that he was a devil worshiper, you know, Ozzy was evil. And a couple of those people in the video talked about the quote unquote protesters outside the arena,
right?
The Jesus Krispies,
right?
Holding up the protest signs.
Yeah.
And here we are, you know, 40 years removed from that, and nothing happened.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
No, Ozzy's family entertainment now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They did literally last week. They fucking released the documentary on the life of Ozzy that on A&E.
Yeah, because
9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, because of what is it, like 50 years since the release of Black Sabbath?
Yeah, something
like that.
Yeah, I just watched it and was like, okay. I mean, it was good. It was pretty interesting to watch. I didn't know everything that they shared, but whatever. It was all dumbed down by Sharon and Ozzy, so you know it's fucking a half truth.
Sure.
Although they did make Ozzy look to be a fucking piece of shit.
Well,
not Sharon, but Ozzy.
Well, this whole article about Lee Kerslake makes Ozzy look like a piece of shit too.
It was like every photo they had of Ozzy was him passed out on the fucking floor. And Sharon going, I saved him. I saved the Ozman. Shut up, whore. You saved him because he was worth dollars.
Yeah. And he owed your father a bunch of money.
You sucked quarters out of his cock. Shut up.
Oh, all these people that, you know, for the most part, our audience listens to or appreciates or enjoys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these people were a bunch of our parents were right. These people were a bunch of you know, recalcitrant, terrible people.
Yeah, they were. They're scumbags.
They are.
Which is why I never understand why everybody why when Dee Snider or fucking Paul Stanley or whatever says, well, you need to do this to be right. It's like, why are you listening to these fucking dirtballs? If these guys hadn't written songs that you like, all they would be is the meth dealer in the deeper, darker end of your neighborhood.
Absolutely true.
Honestly,
Absolutely true.
if Ozzy hadn't found music, he would be a dead drug dealer by now. True or not?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be that fucking squirrely dude with fucking 3 teeth left from fucking what was that show? The Tiger Show.
Yeah.
He'd be that guy.
Joe, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Joe Tiger guy. Whatever. Can't remember the name of that dumb movie, but that would be him. He'd be that guy.
Yeah, the Tiger King.
Yeah, with the methed out teeth and the fucking, that would be Ozzy if he hadn't written songs that people liked. In fact, he didn't write them, he just sang them.
Yeah. Because, Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake wrote all of them.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, as time passes and the more we learn about these people, we learn more and more what a piece of shit they are.
Yeah. That's why the hero worship is ridiculous.
I agree.
When I see people hero worshiping like Motley Crue, it's like, what are you, fucking nuts? You would not let one of those people at your fucking dinner table for Thanksgiving if they were starving. They're fucking scumbags. The only thing that they did that makes them not scumbags is fucking wrote songs that you know. That's it. That's it. They did one thing that you couldn't do. That's it. Stop worshiping these fucking assholes.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of worship.
Yeah.
I want to revert back to the text you sent me last night about JJ French.
Okay, yeah.
Holy shit. That to me was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So last night, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away.
Right.
So JJ French of Twisted Sister sends out a tweet.
Right.
And this is what I don't get. It's just like, really? Is this what inspired you to tweet? Listen to this. So this JJ French of Twisted Sister. How old is JJ French? He's got to be in his 60s, right?
Yeah, he's probably 10 years older than me.
Yeah. So he sends out a tweet, which is just so stupid.
Right.
As horrific as it is, the real Donald Trump presidency has been the death of our Juris Giant. Ruth Bader Ginsburg may have allowed this fascist to advance his American Hitler agenda even further. That's what he wrote.
JJ is 68 years old.
He's 70 years old and he's tweeting this kind of shit out.
Ugh. What a dummy.
So the Trump presidency has been horrific. Yeah. What's been horrific about the Trump presidency?
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah. Well, what's been horrific about his presidency for the last 3.5 years?
Well, again, not that it's his fault, but the fucking COVID has certainly been horrific.
Yeah.
But that's not really his fault. Unless you ask fucking people on that side of the aisle. And they'll tell you it's his fault.
Really? How's that his fault that China developed a virus that they unleashed on the world?
Bad response. He could have done better.
How?
Beats me. They never answer that question.
No, they never answer that question. Of course not.
Look at Sweden. Sweden didn't have to shut down anything. Shut up. Sweden has a fucking population the size of Rhode Island. Fucking assholes.
So anyway, just the hysteria.
Yeah. Well, JJ is. It's amazing to me that these guys that once stood for rebellion are now fucking against the rebellious guy.
Well, that was exactly my thought. It's like, we're not going to take it. Well, apparently you are, right up the old bunghole, JJ.
Yeah, not only are you going to take it, but you're going to let them take it. You're going to let them take your money. Take your money and extra taxes. Fucking fool. Jesus.
But I see these people make comments like this, and it's like, as horrific as this Trump presidency has been, what happened? What happened in the last 3.5 years that's horrific?
Well, I heard that Trump has been building these trains and these stations to take rock stars to fucking burn them. That's what I heard is happening.
Is that right?
JJ French is afraid of being loaded onto the American Auschwitz train.
Is that right?
Must be. He said it. He said it's the American Hitler.
Okay.
Well, that's what Hitler did, right? He built a rail system that led to the fucking oven.
Well, at least that's what history says.
Yeah, so there you go.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Rock stars are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are. They're stupid.
They are.
And again, but again, it still goes to my fucking point. My point is, why does anybody worship any of these fucking assholes? They're all fucking assholes. It's like it's literally the same as worshiping your neighbor.
Right.
You know, if your neighbor wrote a poem that you fucking liked, or a short story, all of a sudden you're fucking gonna listen to their political take?
What are they, the messiah of your community now?
Yeah, they know something now because they wrote something that you like. You fucking idiots! Stop worshiping these cocksuckers.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. I've read your books, and I think you're a really good writer, and I think that you resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah,
but I don't worship you.
No, nor should you. Nobody should, because at my core, I'm a piece of shit. I've done a lot of fucking awful, awful shit.
But Chris, you wrote books that I kind of liked. I liked your books. I think that you're the messiah. I think you're an oracle. I think you have the answers.
Sure I am. Which is why I wrote "and other things I should not say." Because it's fucking ridiculous that anybody would look to me for fucking guidance of their life.
Well, you're a narcissist, as I read on a post earlier.
Not a narcissist, a nihilist.
A nihilist?
I'm a nihilist.
According to the Big Lebowski movie, a nihilist means you believe in nothing.
Yeah. And I have no loyalties and no religion or anything. To which I did answer that post. Right?
I did. I saw that.
I was like, what are you, fucking stupid?
You're a fucking nihilist. Fuck me.
Exactly.
Nihilist.
Meanwhile, if you ask any of my core friends, including you, I'm assuming,
yes,
I'm as fucking loyal as there's ever been of a person.
I know, but it's just funny. A fucking nihilist.
A nihilist.
I believe in nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Watch Big Lebowski.
My point is that no one should fucking worship me. No one should worship Ozzy Osbourne or Lee Kerslake or fucking JJ fucking French or Lady Gaga or
Rich
whoever.
More.
None of them. None of them. Everybody's a hunk of shit.
Yeah, think for yourself.
Every person on this planet has done something fucked. Everybody. So you should not fucking put anybody over yourself. Hold yourself to your standard and achieve it. Everybody else is shit by comparison. So just go with that. Try that. You'll be a better person for it.
I agree.
People are such fucking lame hunks of shit.
No, they're sheep.
They are sheep.
They're sheeple.
Well, let me get on Twitter so I can follow Paul Stanley. He's going to tell me what I should do.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's accused of some of the most awful shit I've ever heard.
Well, again, this is why televangelists have been able to rake in millions and millions and millions of dollars over the decades.
Right.
It's because people are looking for answers.
And they're looking in the worst places.
I agree.
They're looking for anybody that'll give them the answer that they want to hear. And that's all these fucking cocksucking fucking celebrities are doing. JJ French realizes that there's a lot of libtards out there, so he fucking reaches out to the fucking libtards. Trump is bad. Orange Man Hitler. Ooh, I like that. Follow. You know, that's what it is. Fucking stupid cocksucker Paul Stanley. Fucking wear your mask, you're else you're very selfish and you're a self-absorbed dick. Oh, but I liked Love Gun. I better follow along. Let me buy my Kiss mask at kiss.com. Fucking idiots. People are fucking morons.
I agree.
Fucking morons. Do you think that in Jesus's time, I'm going to go religious for a minute.
Oh, all right.
Do you think in Jesus's time there was anybody that fucking was like, you know who's really cool? The sheep herder. Do you think there were people that were like, man, I got to go ask him how to live my life because he herds the sheep?
No, of course not.
But yet everybody else now wants to be one of the goddamn sheep and they let these fucking idiots herd them. Same goddamn principle. Every single one of them. Let me just follow right along. Let's just follow and see what the great writer of such classics as Let's Put the X in Sex or fucking Love is for Suckers. Let's see how they can guide my life. Fuck you, JJ French, Paul Stanley, every fucking celebrity. Go suck 10 bags of dicks. Just die. Every one of them. I fucking hate celebrities. Hate them. But I hate people worse that celebrate them.
I agree.
I hate people that celebrate other people. And that's pretty much everybody. Stop being a fucking well-led dumbbell. Think for yourself, you fucking morons.
I think that we've touched a nerve with you.
I fucking celebrity worship is the probably the number one most irritating thing to me, especially these days with fucking twatter and face fuck. You know, I fucking cannot stand when I see that, well, this guy has 9.2 million fucking followers and who's following these people? And they're taking life guidance from it. They literally take these dumbbells messages like they know something.
Well, that's kind of always been my point. It's just like, what do you know that we don't know, Paul Stanley?
Yeah.
What do you know that you haven't heard on MSNBC or CNN?
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter because I wrote Love Gun. Have you forgotten I Fight Hell to Hold You? That was a great song, so you should listen to me.
Yeah, I co-wrote Burn Bitch Burn.
Yeah. So you should hear what I have to say. Don't you remember Tears Are Falling? Jesus, how can you not fucking take my word on masks?
Yeah, I acted it out in a video. Didn't you get the message?
Yeah. JJ French. Jesus Christ. Don't you remember when I threw the guy out the window in the fucking video? You should listen to me. I played that ripping solo in The Number of the Beast, remember? You should worship me.
Right.
You should take my words to heart.
Yeah, I know better than you, pal.
Yeah, what song did you write that people like? Oh, none? Well, then you don't know shit.
Yeah.
You're incapable of learning because you didn't write We're Not Gonna Take It.
Exactly.
You're not smart enough. Get the fuck out of here. If you worship any fucking musician, you're a dummy. Everyone. Every single one of you, think twice about saying how much you worship any fucking musician, because none of them did shit except wrote some fucking sounds that got meshed together in a way that you like them.
Exactly.
I could do that with 3 pans, 2 glasses, and a fucking stick. So stop like it's that fucking impressive, you morons.
Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Judas fucking priest, boys. Yeah. How's it going, Neeley? This is me, Metal X, but I'm not 17 anymore, so we'll just go with Ian.
All right, Ian, you're a very well accomplished guy at this late stage in your life. You've been listening to the show for 20 years, and what can we do for you tonight?
Nothing. I appreciate the rant because I find it very ridiculous how any of these people render their opinions about these things, mainly because it's what I find so strange is like all of this political stuff, I presume, is outside the realm of the expertise of these celebrities, right? Like, how many of these motherfuckers are sitting around reading, like, okay, like take the Bernie Bros or something like that. All these people advocating socialism or something like that. Like, look, have you read Das Kapital? Have you read, the Communist Manifesto? And it's like most of these knuckleheads haven't even cracked that stuff. Das Kapital is fucking long. And these motherfuckers haven't read shit. So why are you saying shit? It just boggles the mind how people speak outside of their area of expertise. I just find it very strange.
Well, you know what, Ian? Clearly, you don't remember that cover of whatever song Twisted Sister covered that makes them the expert on communism. Right.
Yes, exactly. And I guess, and I'm right there with you. The whole thing about JJ French. Look, I mean, I love heavy metal. I think it's a sonic signature of masculinity. But I go on fucking blabbermouth. And these guys, they're rendering political opinions. They're rendering opinions about masks, and encouraging the population to wear them and things like that. It's like, dude, in my mind, heavy metal has always been about individuality, rebellion, doing your own thing, and to me, it's just pathetic.
Yeah.
To go out there and say things like, "Oh, you have to do what this guy says." It's like, are you listening to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You guys write these songs about rebellion and individuality and not giving a fuck, and now you're like, "Oh, we got to stay up in line with the government." Get the fuck out of here! It's just bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're 100% right. It's like, dude. You're 100% right. It's like, why am I going to listen to Paul Stanley about masks when he wrote a song about fucking underage girls?
Oh, gee whiz. But I mean, you guys brought up Decline in Western Civilization Part 2. He's in bed with fucking 3 women giving an interview.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about your moral proclivities, my friend. Get out of here. It's just ridiculous.
Yep, agree.
Well, Ian, let me ask you, are you doing good in your career? I mean, you've been a long time listener of the CMS, big supporter. You used to go out there and you used to bang your head out there in the audience, and you went on to be an engineer and you worked your ass off. Are you doing good?
Yes, thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm actually the lead data scientist at an insurance company. How's that for fucking metal?
Well, look at you. But see, the thing is that you enjoyed your music, but you didn't allow it to influence your direction in life, and you stayed the course. You went to school. You excelled in college. You continued listening to this show for whatever reason, and you went out there and made something of yourself.
Well, but the thing is that I actually think that heavy metal is very important because, you guys talk about it. Especially, I introduced my friend to Indian Tales. He came to me. He was like, I'm dealing with these fucking Indians. I'm like, have I got a clip for you? But you guys, you've both been in corporate. You've both been around the block a few times, and most people in companies, they just do exactly what management tells them to do. And I thought it was ridiculous. And I mean, like heavy metal, you know, like never mind what the artists say outside of their songs. You know, if you actually pay attention to songs and you believe the songs, which I do, I mean, I really think, like I said, it's the sonic signature of masculinity, and the lyrics are, you know, being an individual. I mean, this is what you were saying, Chris, taking responsibility for your life and not necessarily doing what someone else says is one of the most important things you can do, you know, and that's the heartbeat of heavy metal. And so, I mean, in my mind, I think I absolutely took those messages to heart. And as a result, I didn't just do what people said to do. I went and tried to figure out new things and, you know, innovate and whatnot. And it's worked out. I mean, yeah, I mean, I had to deal with some bastards along the way, but it's taking responsibility, getting shit done, being an individual. That's fucking heavy metal. And so as far as I'm concerned, heavy metal is a soundtrack, which has been very beneficial.
Very cool. Well, you're like in your early 30s now, right?
39.
39. Holy shit. All right. Well,
I know, right?
Yeah, you've been a fan a long time. You know, obviously we've met a few times, and you know, you've been listening to the show for a long time, and went to college, and you're not married or anything, are you?
No, not married. No.
Well, good man. I think Chris can. I think Chris can agree with that, right, Chris?
Amen to that. That's the best.
39 years old, a guy who was successful in his career, made something of himself, didn't piss away his money on a divorce. Good for you.
You know what though? Like, if I may, since you brought that up. And obviously you can hang up on me or do whatever you got to do, but I will ask a sensitive question since you brought it up. Chris, I know clearly you've made no bones about it. You're not a fan of, you know, your ex-wife, but do you consider the marriage, as tumultuous as it was, worthwhile because of the children that you had from it?
No, absolutely not. Because you can't, that's kind of like saying, well, I spent the last 2 years having cancer, but there was one day that I didn't feel sick. No,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I mean, I love my kids to death, and to be honest, I still love my ex-wife. I don't hate her as much as you might think, but you know, at the same time, if I could have those 23 years back, I'd take them in a minute. You kidding me? I'd fucking give up everything that happened except for the kids. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those things, dude. It's too many people do that to try and make themselves feel better. You know, they try to when they have kids, they try to say, well, it was awful, but at least I got these great children out of it. And look, I could have got great children from a hooker at a fucking truck stop. You know, I mean, that could have happened. You know, I could have just banged a lot lizard, had kids, and the kids could have turned out great. You know, so you can't say, well, at least that happened. So that justifies some piece that was misery. That piece was misery. It had good moments. And I'm not going to say that every bit of it was bad. There was some pretty good blowjobs in the middle of that. There was some pretty good fun times. There was a fucking nice cruise. There was some decent times in there. But ultimately, it was a shit time.
Yeah. So then, and again, not trying to derail the show, but if I may ask one more, one of the things that you guys have brought up on the show multiple times is, you know, your dating experiences, especially via, you know, various apps and whatnot. So the question is, why are you even bothering pursuing female relationships given how much you hated your marriage?
Not anymore. I'm really not.
Okay.
I'm not chasing nothing. I mean, obviously the pandemic kind of shut things down, but I haven't been for a little while. I've got a girl that I spend time with here and there, and we've got a We got a unique relationship that works, and I just leave it there. You know,
an understanding, Chris.
We do have an understanding.
You have a unique understanding.
Yeah, we do, and it works for both of us, and that's as far as it's ever going to go. You know, is to actually try to pursue. Well, I need to find the next one for me. Nah, I'm done with that nonsense.
Well, that's your mother's talk.
It is my mom's talk, but nah.
All right. Well, hey, I won't delay the show anymore, but gentlemen, always good to hear you, and thank God that at least somebody's flying the flag of just saying whatever the hell they want. Jesus, everybody seems so. I don't know. Everyone just seems so afraid nowadays to say things. It's just pathetic. I can't. It's hard for me to imagine being so weak that you're afraid of words and you're afraid of what other people will think if you say words.
Well, it's all about money, my friend. If there's money attached, that's when the fear comes in that you're going to lose your money. And Chris and I don't care about the money because there's no money involved.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but let me ask you this, because like, I mean, I've had to deal with this in corporate a few times. Like, I made a decision when I started off in corporate that I was not going to say things I thought were false, and that I wasn't going to go along with anything that seemed foolish, and that I was just going to do that and accept the consequences. Like, I wasn't going to be a dick about it. Like, you know, if I disagree with something, I would go to my boss with a solution and be like, I think this is foolish. Instead, this is what we should do.
Do you work for Spotify?
No, alas, I do not. But I guess my point is that I think we all have to make the decision about what's more important to us. Is it the money, or is it living, you know, say as authentically as possible? I mean, and it seems like you guys have chosen the authentic route. I think I've tried, you know, but I guess the reason why I'm bringing that up is not to pat us on the back or some nonsense like that, but to say that it's actually worked out pretty well. So the point being that I think the fear that people have sometimes when it comes to speaking the truth, I don't think it's actually founded in anything. I don't think it's grounded in anything, because whenever I've done that, inevitably what happens is that after the meeting or after the session or whatever, people come on and go, "Oh, I'm so glad you asked those questions. Oh, I'm so glad you said those things," you know, and it's honestly earned me nothing but respect. And so like that's what I find so strange about all of this, is that I think that people think that saying the wrong thing is going to be way worse than it actually is. And honestly, the consequences I've had to endure from just being authentic have been very minimal, but the benefits have been huge. And I mean, I think you guys have experienced the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I know for me, I've been fired for my mouth numerous times. You know, that has happened. That has 100% happened. The real tell is you have, in order to keep a corporate job, and you probably fall into this category, you've got to be so much better than anybody else if you're gonna just have a not give a fuck attitude. And you know, because you can have a not give a fuck attitude as long as you're producing at a level nobody else is producing at. But if you're middle of the pack and you're a shit talker, you'll be thrown out of there in a minute. And you know,
that is correct. Yes.
And that's the difference. It's like, even with me, you know, having my independent businesses, my personal self-employment businesses, I understand first and foremost that I have to be better than everybody else that my customer now will potentially call. I got to have a better price. And if I don't have a better price, I better damn sure have a better reason to take more money from them. And
yep.
And I can never rest on my laurel. Look, I have one customer that I get like $1,000 a month from. It's steady money. It's been steady money for like I don't know, about 5 years now. that I've had this customer. And I am always petrified of somebody's going to sweep in and do what I do for that customer and take it out from under me. So I go out of my way, even if it involves a night where I don't sleep or whatever. If they call me to do something, you better bet your ass I give it fucking priority, because I will always make sure that I do stuff that the next guy will not do to make sure that I keep them. And that's what's missing in today's society, is that drive. And that's why people are so scared, because they're not driven. They just show up to get their fucking $15 an hour paycheck, and they half-ass their job and they don't try to excel.
No, I hear you, dude. I mean, like it took me 6 months to hire a dude lateral to me in the company, just because I differentiate between, well, this is the right show to say this on. I differentiate between will to paycheck versus will to power among, potential applicants. And what I want is a will to power. I don't want you coming in here going, I want some money. It's like, no, fucking get shit done. But I mean, I think you're correct, Chris. What you're saying, I think, roughly, is that the price of independence is competence. And so the more you try to excel at competence, the more independent you get to behave, which clearly you found out since you own multiple businesses. But honestly, though, like, seriously, wouldn't you even, you say you got to bust your ass, do this, that, and the other thing. But isn't that in your nature? Would you really want to be in a position where you could just slack? That just doesn't seem like you.
No, I never did that. I never did that in my entire time working in corporate, man. I always was, even when I was working on like the call center help desk, when I was doing tech support for the call center, everybody else in my call center was doing like 15 calls a day with about a 20% call solve rate. And I was doing like 75 calls a day with an 80%, because I always found I learned the products and I learned it backwards and forwards, and I made it so that I could get on the phone, get quickly in, fix their shit, move the fuck on. And, and I never had anybody that tried to challenge me on it. Everybody was always like, well, fuck, he's doing it, so I can just take it easy. And I was fine with that, because I watched person after person after person get fired at raise time. And I never got fired. And, and I finally ended up quitting, because they literally told me I had maxed out how much money I could make. So I left and went somewhere else.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, I won't derail the show anymore. Keep doing what you're doing. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Hands up.
So there goes Ian, Mean Metal X, who's been a fan of the show for 20 years.
He's still Mean Metal X to me.
Yeah. So there's a guy who was a kid.
And
I say the kid because he was in his teen years.
Yeah.
And he's now almost 40, who, latched onto the show years ago.
Yep.
But he's still a fan.
Yep, he is.
And it's always good to hear from him. But that guy went on to be very successful, went to school, developed his career and his craft, as you will.
Right.
And here he is. He's still listening.
Yep.
Because of you, Chris.
Oh, yeah, me. It's all about me.
It's all about you.
Right.
All right, Ian, I appreciate you calling in and, adding to the show after all these years. He's the guy who goes, ta-ta, cats.
Right at the end.
At the very end of the show.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to play a tune here for Ian.
All right.
I think he'll appreciate this.
All right. Play 3, please.
Oh, I'll play 3.
Okay.
So this comes from the Don Dokken Up From the Ashes release. And this is Forever.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. It's Don Dokken solo exclusively here
on your classic metal show.